I am driving my. Why am I going this slow? Because I'm not paying the F attention, that's why. Okay, let me tell you what's going on. So I have a 2017 Lexus RX 450 hybrid. So it's basically front-wheel drive. It's got electric motor, CVT, and then electric motor in the rear. There's no, what do you call it? Transfer case, that's it. The thingy with another differential. Yeah, none of that. So there's no drive shaft front to rear, none of that, which is kind of cool. Stifler Manufacturing, what's up? I gotta say, my car says it's 91 degrees. I think it's only 50% humidity. I didn't have a box fan on me. I took multiple freaking breaks, drank a stupid amount of water. This nearly killed me. And meanwhile, the landscaper comes by and cuts the lawn. I'm like, dude, I mean, I could sit on a mower and drive that, but holy cow, if you're walking around with a weed whacker, God bless you, man. God bless you. The hardest thing doing a brake job is probably jacking the car up, and you're just leading with your body weight. And then the next hardest thing is lifting the 21, 22-inch wheel, whatever the hell size the wheel is on the car, and putting it back on. Because first off, I didn't get it that. I gotta get better. I gotta get better jack stands, so I can lift it way the F up and not have an issue with it. I've got the substandard Harbor Freight stuff. There's better Harbor Freight stuff. There's better other stuff. I gotta get a jack, because first off, the Lexus is pretty high off the ground. So for the Mobile station wagon that it is, I'm not claiming that the Lexus is any great vehicle. Let me go there. It's basically a station wagon. They call it an SUV. Hey, I got a thumbs up. Thank you. So the replacement clips, I guess the OEM clip. All right, so I got 150,000 miles on the car. Just the replacement clips were not the same quality, strength, grade steel. The OEM ones were stainless. I kept them all. I threw the replacement ones on. So this was a complete brake kit. I felt it's like Duralast or whatever. It's supposed to last the life of the vehicle, blah, 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 guarantee. As long as you keep the receipt. So I gotta make sure I kept the receipt. Whoa! All right, stop light. So I fudged up. I'll confess. I put some clips on wrong. So where the bracket that the pad's right in, I didn't, and I swear I put them in the way they came out. So either I did it wrong, period, or they did it wrong in the factory and I followed them. Anyhow, it was wrong, and it's my fault because I should have known which way everything went. So basically, I did the assembly portion twice. A little bit of a pain in the ass. All right, so now, being that this vehicle is a hybrid, let's see, I am going to go up on the highway. Because, all right, the vehicle's a hybrid, and what that means is, since it's a hybrid, it has electric power steering. So, I got the car up in the air, I turned the wheels all the way right, and did the right side, turned the wheels all the way left, did the left side, assemble it, I had them all the way left, assemble that side, all the way right, and then of course did the assembly portion twice, so another right, left, turning the car on, off, accessory, whatever, it killed the 12-volt battery. So there's a high voltage battery for the hybrid system, and then there's a 12-volt battery. So as jacked up as it is, what happens is you can't lift the hatch. The battery's in the back under the hatch. Now, I guess I could have pulled the trim panel. There's a cable. I could have done some sort of releasey thingy, but I really didn't want to do that. So there's jump terminals up front. And dude, these are not like, I mean, they're like alligator clip terminals. They're like not even as big as your pinky. So like getting a good battery, either jump box or charger, I've got like a 40-year-old battery charger I bought with a 50 amp boost. And between resistance online, blah, 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 going all the way back to the battery, basically I charged the 12 volt battery in the back of the car enough to get the accessory mode on and get the hatch up. Then through the charger on the battery, let's see, make the car drive itself, threw the charger on and had lunch. Also cleaned up. So yeah, smart as I am, I wore true spec shorts that are tan, which are effectively ruined unless I get in there and scrub the ever-living stuffing out of them. Because holy cow, they're freaking dirty. I didn't think I was going to get that dirty. I got more dirty than, I mean, I have totally ratchet blown out with goon tape on them black true spec shorts that have holes in them that I covered up with that goon tape and nobody noticed. I should have worn them. I mean, first off, I underestimated this job. Don't get me wrong, this is a very normal brake job. But the fiddly bits, the little clips and this and that, were a real pain in the ass. I've done it once, now I'm an expert because I've done everything wrong. Live life, what's up? Alabama in the house. So, brake job complete, they're not squealing. I was basically absolutely, so at 150K, I needed brakes on this car because it's a hybrid, so there's regen braking. I am driving the car on the highway to keep the battery running. So the hybrid system will charge, even if the engine isn't on, the high voltage battery will charge a 12 volt battery. But I want to take this for a ride. A couple of reasons. One, make sure the brakes work, that they don't squeal, that everything works effectively, blah. Because I'm going to be driving 22 hours round trip, so having everything work right is a big deal because I'm going to GOA Goals and I'm leaving Tuesday. I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Who is that? Who is that? Who knows? Who is an old head that knows? Right, so is there any real cloverleaf, or are these just forks, lights, and turns? Which, actually, I'm not shutting the vehicle down. I did want to get gas. I don't know if I want to risk shutting off the car at Costco and having it be DOA there. So yeah, I'm going to keep driving a little bit. So, brakes are very standard on this car. The fiddly bit clips, pain in the butt, but now that I made every mistake, I am an expert. I know better next time. Hopefully I'll remember. Well, one interesting thing, I didn't have the synthetic grease for the pins. I ran out and got it, and that was important because the pins that the caliper rides on, so it's a dual piston caliper, both pistons are on one side, so the caliper floats on these pins. They're a little stiff, so you want your pins to go in and out of the bore as easily as possible. I did kind of a minimalist on that, so I watched a YouTube video, pulled the pin out, wiped it off with a paper towel, put the lube on it, put a little bit of lube in the dust boot so it would go in, because you always want to lube it so it goes in good. Did I get off? This wasn't the exit I wanted to get off of. Darn. I'll fix it. Is that Miss Gina T? Yes, Miss Gina, how's it going? And Gabriel, how's it going? How's it going? So wait. So let me finish my brake story. So the problem with this was that I turned the 12 volt battery down. I guess I didn't turn it on and off fully. I don't know, whatever. So I guess I left it in accessory mode for a prolonged period of time, not knowing it. And just didn't get it turned off and had the battery drained down. So it's funny, all while I'm doing the brake job, I'm going lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, so I can get access to stuff. Also, what I found out, so I'm kind of repeating myself, the OEM clips were beautiful stainless steel, work nicely. The aftermarket Duralast clips, I'm pretty sure it was Duralast, not quite as good. I did use them anyhow, but I did save all of the OEM stainless stuff. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so I'm going to bang a left here. That's PGA. So I'm on PGA military. And whoa, Stifler typed a book. Well, I got a green light, so I'm not going to be able to read it. I was going to say I got a red light, but it turned green. This is the corner PGA and military that we used to wave. We called it Trump Corner. We'd wave the flag for Trump every Friday. And organically, not astroturfed, homegrown. Let's see, I want to go north. North is left lane. So, sounds good. Stupid thing, I did a reset on the TPMS when I got new tires, and nothing's working on that. So I don't know if I need a dealer or somebody that knows Toyotas. Well, this is interesting. Just got a letter in the mail from my bank, Wells Fargo, about them owing me several $1,000s because the interest rates were higher than they... Whoa! Well, that's okay. Found money. Hopefully it's not a scam. Make sure it's not a scam. Did I miss anyone? So, car's running. Little bit of a hybrid issue. This has electric parking brake. So if I ever do the rear brakes, that's something to... Oh, hey, thanks, man. Live Life says double tap the screen. Thanks, man. Oh, they sent a check, too. Woohoo! Dude. Cool. Frick. I gotta trim my nails. They've been a little too much. Because is there grease under them? I wore gloves most of the time. And, me, I wear the finest and most expensive Harbor Freight gloves you can get. Actually, I cut the trigger finger off and I use them for shooting also. So, I'm just driving the car around, getting a charge in the 12-volt battery. And because there's not a frickin' gauge in the car that shows anything, all the screens in the world, and it doesn't tell you a damn thing. I want to go to my house, shut it down, and make sure it starts, and then I'll take it for another ride. Actually, I've been wanting to... It's a pretty day. Let me flip you around. Whoop. So, it's a pretty day here, and am I clear? I'm clear. I wanted to get some drone shots, photos, not video, of the Jupiter Lighthouse. Let's see, I'll show you forward. We are in Sport Plus mode. Don't know what it does. Well, actually, I do know what it does. There's a cop. Sport Plus mode. So this has electrically actuated valves in the shocks. Lord knows if it works, I can't tell. And so realistically, when I say I don't know what it does, I'm not sure. So because this is an F Sport, so I'll show you. Can you see the screen? Barely. Let's see. So, and it's not focused. So sport mode, you get a tachometer. I have the tach, it's a bar graph in the HUD, which you can't see, but so sport mode gives you a tachometer. And sport and sport plus, basically the same thing. But you do have that plus next to the S, so that makes it better. It has a CVT, so and the goofiest thing on the car, hold on. So I'm gonna do the double flipping. It's got a CVT, but it's got flappy paddles. So if you don't know, CVT is continuously variable transmission. I've never seen a teardown diagram of this car, but I'll have to take a look at that. And the CVT, what it does, like, so right now I'm cruising at 71. Let me bring it up to 75. I'm cruising at 75. It gives a touch up to 2K RPMs, but it'll come down in, I know I've done like 85 at below 2K, which is pretty cool. This is a V6. It's a low output 3.5 liter V6. Thunderstorms here at the moment. Yeah, not. I'm sure we'll get some storms. Let's see. And yeah, I'm just driving. Let's see. You can look at pine trees, palm trees. We're kind of coming up on Donald Ross Road. Donald Ross was a golfer. So a lot of Florida is kind of manufactured. So they spent at my on I-95 $1 million on landscaping, something stupid like that, which I can't believe. So all of these trees here, not natural, not native, not whatever, or not naturally occurring, let me put it that way. So it needs some more. They're doing some landscaping. I live on a dirt road, and so as far as New York taxes, it's good, but as far as Florida taxes, not good. I live on a dirt road and I'm paying almost $7,000 in taxes, and I'm unincorporated. I'm lucky I got garbage pickup. So, okay, car is working, AC is working. I guess I'll back my car up to the house and then grab my, I got one more thing to talk about. So, in my preps, I was just checking out the car for the trip, and I'd be slightly smarter if I knew my spare tire had air in it. Got a spare tire, unlike somebody we know. I don't know that it has air. But the power outlet, because it's not a cigarette lighter, in my car was bad. I found the fuse under the hood for a 5-pack. Now, these are not ATC, mini ATC, they're micro ATC, I don't know what the fudge they are. So basically they charged me $1 a fuse at auto parts store. So Slamazon, I should like include the Amazon link here. Amazon, $8 for like 120 count kit. Doesn't say 120 pieces. I remembered correctly. 120 pieces. So, super small. Good to have in the car because typically your important stuff that you need to work has a breaker on it, circuit breaker that might be resettable or typically self-resetting type thing. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, and so where I live, my hood, so right now, right where we are, this is I-95 and the turnpike is right there. Like, with my weak, wimpy arm, I probably could throw a rock and hit the turnpike. So it could be pretty noisy, and maybe in the middle of the night, like at midnight, if somebody goes by with like a stupid loud exhaust or a stupid loud motorcycle, I might hear it. But legit, my neighborhood is so freaking quiet. It's crazy. It is crazy quiet. It is. I love it. I love it. I am such a whatever hater, urban dwelling hater. Or let me say not here, urban dwelling adverse. I'm loving being a redneck. Want to be redneck, whatever you want to call it. All right, why are we braking? Car drive itself, please. So what else do I want to talk about? Recharge the battery, brake job, parts, fuse, GOA goals. Yeah, I'm pretty much. Somebody said whatever. yeah, I'm excited to go to GOA Goals, see a bunch of people. Ron Wayne, Steve Wayne is going to be there. A bunch of people are going to be. Richard Monder, hey, buddy, how's it going? I haven't heard from you. I thought I was going to hear some news of some sort from you. And if you did send me some news, I'm on my phone that I would have got it on, so I can't look. Because I've been wrenching on the car doing the brakes. I gotta say, the Brembo brakes on my Genesis Coupe are stupid easy to do. Legit, you can pull the pins. There's 2 pins to pull, and you pull the brakes out the top. And pad slap. But I never pad slap that car. I always either cut the rotors or replace them. I have 2 sets of front rotors for the car, so I have another set sitting on the shelf. Most of the cars I own, I didn't buy rotors for this car because it's a hybrid, and at 150K, if I'm only wearing out the pads now, I'm just going to pad slap it. Because, a couple of reasons. First off, OEM rotors are the best rotors you're ever going to get. All other rotors are going to be made in China or India, and they're going to suck. So, and I'm mad as hell about car parts because I was working in Michigan and I did a hub assembly which has the ABS sensor. My flight instructor that hey Drew, how's it going, man? He's like, hey, buy this hub because that's your ABS sensor. It comes with an SK bearing. Within 30 days, the ABS sensor went bad. I didn't save the receipt. I could have given it to my daughter and had the Napa shop where I got it said we would have sent you over to have it replaced for free. I'm like, whoa. And believe it or not, the frickin' bearing went also. So I don't know that anybody has good replacement parts ever again, ever. Is this guy going to be cool and let me in, or is he closing again? I'm taking it. So, yeah, the OEM stuff, the only infant mortality thing I had on the Envoy, I think 50, 60,000 miles on it, was the water pump, which I gotta say, all right, so in general, cars of this century are so much better than the cars of the late last century. I swear I was doing water pumps, alternators, starters every weekend on my family's cars. I don't know if we had 4 or 5 cars or whatever. I swear every weekend I was wrenching on a car. Now things were stupid simple. My Envoy that had the 4.2 liter straight 6, the engine bay holds a V8. So if you have a Chevy-ish, and I don't know the LT series engines, but the 1970s vintage General Motors V8s, if you couldn't change a thermostat in under 15 minutes going from clean hands, clean tools to clean hands, clean tools, there was something wrong with you. It took me 4 freaking hours. You had to jack the car up, take the driver's side wheel off. You could remove the inner fender well or snake in. I think I had to like move both the AC compressor and the alternator and get in. And you know, with every freaking extension you had to reach it, as they say, the mechanics curse the engineers that design the stuff with the curse of they should be required to work on it. Which is interesting because, like Boeing, when they design a plane in parts, they go in there and check that hands and tools will fit. Kind of smart. So far, I think we are successful. I really would have liked to have gone to Costco and got gas. Ron Wayne. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me... Why is... It didn't... The message did... So Ron sends me text, but it didn't pop up on the car. Tell me, did it lose my pairing? No. Alright, so hold on. because it didn't read the message. Alright, let me get the car driving itself. Phone. Settings. Connect phone. Plus 25. This so sucks. The physical control, basically you want to get to the next thing, it skips it. It's so bad. Go system settings. Bluetooth power on. Okay, that's weird. That is so weird. Call history. Would you like to set up messaging? Yes. Please stop the vehicle. Allow message access. Dang. So, Ron would text me, please stop. Alright, I could have stopped at the park. I'm going to be stopping at my house. So hold on. Bear with me a minute. Ron would text me like this vehicle, so the car reads the message and it says cool because it's the synthetic voice, and it says this vehicle will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1. I bet that's what Ron's message was. I can read it on my watch. As long as I don't drive into a swale. Ron Lane. There's my grasses. Not those grasses, these grasses. Misty, hey! So I am going to meet Misty and Ron a week next Friday. We're actually, Dark and I were talking to them yesterday, so it was very cool. So what's Ron's message? Yes. Ron sent me a cool message. I'm going to stop at my house, leave the car running, see if I can set up the messaging. I think something happened that it doesn't work right, which I don't know what. I know the phone connected, so I do not understand what's going on. Ooh, my neighbor has a Hyundai N series car. It's the, I don't know what the, nobody knows what the N stands for, I'm not sure. Is that Scott Rowe? So, you know Micro Dirty Jobs? That's his brother. I think that's Scott. Oh! Okay, so I should have got another message, but I can't tell. Is that Mike? And so Scott sounds like Mike. Hey guys! Look, God bless anybody that works out in this heat, outside in this heat, or works out, runs, jogs, whatever. I always see them going around the block walking. I'm not walking. It's not paired. I don't know that it's not paired. Okay. So, let's see. I still don't have a driveway. There's no frickin' driveway. I'm going to back up to the garage in my spot because the battery's in the back. So if the car doesn't start, I mean, I got an extension cord, all that, yada yada, but leave enough room that the hatch will open. Just gonna roll forward. Alright, so let's see. Okay. Retrieving message. Message what? Message list. Loading list. Please wait. Alright, It says retrieving message could not be. Whoa. Alright, hold on. Alright, so let me go to Ron's newest message. Oh, I hit the wrong. Did I get the wrong button? Because they're. You bad car. The control software is retrieving. Please wait.
Now this vehicle will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Okay, we got. They're ready to have an internet connection. I'm very excited to have an internet connection. I am very excited to meet people at GeoEagle, so look for us, Definition Knives, at the FatTech booth. And I, oh, what's going on? So the hybrid system powered up. The internal combustion engine usually powers up like in 10-15 seconds. Phone connected. Do I have to go Sport Plus? I watching Matt Armstrong with this whatever Lambo EV hybrid thingamajig, and you know, like hybrids, you hit the button to start the car and the engine doesn't start, just the instrument cluster comes on and the hybrid system goes live. Looking forward to hanging with y'all. Damn right, damn right. I'm so excited. I've been talking to Ron and Misty for years, so it'll be cool to see them. Did I just see something? And yes, we have. I have yet to eat any of these.